Now to kind of change gears a bit, I want to talk a little bit about beading when beading goes onto something. So this isn't freestanding, and it sometimes isn't that easy to tell. If you look though, you can see that right along the edging here, we've got this line of beads. Now, this was not a strand of beads that was then sewn on. These were actually hand done. And one of the ways you can kind of tell, especially if you look right over here, you can kind of see they're not really in a straight line. And that's actually not a good thing. You do want it to be in a straight line. It's not that straight over here, but it is straight as you go over here. This looks nice and smooth, and that has to do with techniques that were used to help smooth this out. But unfortunately, it was not done all the way over here. But this is just a nice little way to accent. I would never do this on something that is going to be worn out in the field because it's just not worth it. It's too much, especially if you're getting hit, because you don't want beads beating up against your skin causing more bruises. Now this is a little more intricate because this isn't just following a line. I didn't just go, oh, well, I'm just doing the edging parts. No, this is obviously it takes more time, it's more in-depth. We're following, making waves, and the colors are changing as the rows go down, and there's kind of this nice consistency going on. This also, you can, of course, kind of tell because you can see the light blue in between the stitch, in between the beads, that this was sewn on. This is done more like a hand embroidery for beadwork, where you're just taking the beads and you're hand embroidering them on so it sticks out. And this adds a beautiful touch. This takes a lot of time, adds a nice detail work to it. But you want to look for things like misplaced beads. Is there a really light blue down in the middle of the really dark blues? Are we missing sections where the lines just didn't flow and complete right? Or are there big gapping issues? This also, you can tell the way that the beads line up to each other, there should be a smoothness to it, which we can see in this. Even following through each row, it's kind of following the curves of the ones before it. So you always want to keep a close eye on that. Look to see if there are any that seem to be falling off. Normally, if you see beads that have fallen off, you'll also see the string that it was attached to being loose, just kind of poking out somewhere. And so that's kind of what you want to look for. But as you can kind of see, you're not going to see any of that. But even with something like this, if it's done properly, this is washable. In fact, this piece has gone through a regular machine washing probably half a dozen times by now, and it's still there. And that shows quality workmanship. But that's what you want to be looking for, is that kind of intricacy, the detailing, how well constructed it is. And I hope this helps everybody when they see beadwork in the A&S. Have a great day.